You don't say to mama, you don't read. Says the tracking angel. You don't boast to mama, you don't cut. Now chain you the cut. Okay, now make I use my microscope, scan a reality scan, nigga area Biafra phobia mentality. See, set Mazin Namdi Kanu free. One war. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. Biafra. Most I judge a bless Biafra. Chukwuki Biafra bless. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. Started in 1804 by Utman down Fodio. Rinom go be to Sokoto. Sa Amadou Bello. They massacred the house. Marigi and Pura. What about the Shua? Zamfara and Adamawa. Referendum is the voice of everyone. Real freedom. Jawel must be done on the land. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. Biafra. Most I judge a bless Biafra. Chukwuki Biafra bless. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. 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 They tried by the canories. These reckless foolanis. They conquered the Lorraine. They killing in Benue every day. Niger State and Plateau State every day. Who love me to Benue State every day, every day, every day. How I move, don't do. They say we move, but now we move. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. Most I judge a bless Biafra. Chukwuki Biafra bless Biafra. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. 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 We know that they are the terrorists. Like the man called Shegumi terrorist. Gabe Sheva Dixinabemi terrorist. Isa Ali Ibrahim Batami terrorist. Boko Haram in the army terrorist. They stop the people from farming terrorist. Abubakar Malami terrorist. Mainstream media swami terrorist. Now we have more sellers than buyers. Information minister liar. Mr. like Mohammed and liar. The truth is Biafra's fire. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. I love this very name of Biafra. 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 Most I judge a bless. Chukwuki Biafra bless. Conscientiousness bless Biafra. They can come into Biafra land, one them run them out of do the land, one them and run them out now, run them out now. Yo, divided nations, decent, playing their bloody games against Biafra with the AU all the same. What a shame, such a pain. Nnamdi Kanu says Biafra, he comes away Biafra. Black people worldwide say Biafra, Marcus Garvey. Bafra.
Thank you for joining me this morning. Otutuama, Omo Chineke, Otutuama, lovers of freedom. I greet you all this morning and I bring you good tidings. One thing you must know, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, is that since Nigeria have decided to punish Mazin Nnamdi Kanu or persecute him every day for Biafra and for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, it will be good tidings. It will only be good tidings. It can only get better. As they think it is getting worse for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, it is getting worse for Nigeria. Believe me, it's getting worse for Nigeria. Now, the whole world is seeing the true picture of Nigeria. The whole world is seeing it. Everything is playing out on social media. In fact, I really appreciate our God, the God of Biafra. They have really vindicated. He has vindicated Mazin Nnamdi Kanu to show to the whole world that Biafrans are innocent. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is completely innocent. That protest for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu it went a long way. It has not only gone viral, it has gotten world attention. Nigeria is peeing on their body and exposing themselves. Their terroristic nature is being exposed. People that never liked us before, people that never cared about us before, they are now the ones defending us. People that never wanted to have anything to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are bringing their chest out now to say, look, Nigeria, we want to be part of Nigeria. And if you want to be part of Nigeria, this thing you are doing is making us a public ridicule in the face of the whole world. Honestly. Everything is happening at the same time. The Christian genocide that they are denying is becoming obvious, to the extent that the big personality they have in Nigeria are exposing Nigeria as a terrorist state. Oh my God. Now the interview of Kunle Olawumi, the interview of Kunle Olawumi is becoming more viral now, where he exposed that Nigeria, their determination is to turn Nigeria into a Sharia state. And they're not relenting about that. There's a video that I'm expecting to be going viral. And that video is not yet going viral. But we will help them. We will be bringing it out. I will make up my mind now to be playing that video regularly. You see that video of the Emir of the Sultan of Sokoto, where the Sultan of Sokoto is not only defending Boko Haram, is also trying to change the narrative about the meaning of jihad. Because in Nigeria, a jihad is going on. And because they don't want people to know, of which everybody is already aware, he's changing the narrative of jihad, of which nobody will buy that. Nobody will buy that. I will try and play that video today so that I will know why. Why is it that the news stations are not even talking about it? People in the media, in the bloggers, they're not talking about it. A lot of things. This is my head, the fool. A lot of things are going on. But you see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his victory, it will be so resounding. It will be so resounding that it will get to the point where Nigeria will be the ones begging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, okay, in what terms do you want this Biafra? Because it has to get to that point. It has to get to that point. Look at this man who never liked Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was trying everything possible to debunk even our prime minister. Chidi Odinkalu, he's a Biafran. This man went everywhere in Southeast to tell them that, look, oh, Simon Akpa is a terrorist, is a criminal, Nnamdi Kanu. None of them supported Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But today, these are the people coming out to tell Nigeria, look, these things people are doing is just nonsense. Do you know what he said? He said, oh my God, let me enlarge it. Let me enlarge this so that you will see it. He said security agencies clamp down on free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu protesters is unlawful and irresponsible, says human rights lawyer Chidi Odinkalu. I want you to hear what he said. In fact, he even said it is terroristic. Nigeria have become terroristic by reason of what they are doing concerning that protest. Let us see this.
Just so that you terrorize an entire community. There's a constitutional right to free expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of association, and those who are advocating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu through the mechanism of peaceful protest have a constitutional right to do that. I think that, by the way, if I may say so, what the police did 48 hours ago, on the 20th of this month, quite honestly, was terroristic. You cannot, 20th of this month, quite honestly, was terroristic. You cannot, 20th of this month, quite honestly, was terroristic.
He's not the one telling Nigeria that what they did on the 20th was what? Terroristic. And you know the funny thing? I am asking myself, are there no intelligent people like him that are seeing all these things? You know, Showore told them that if they fail to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and they are locking up Aloy Ejimako and they are locking up arresting people, that when the full protest will begin, senior advocates of Nigeria governors, senators, House of Assembly, people, those that really love Nigeria. You know, there are people that really want a very sane society. Those that really love Nigeria. Because all these people you see clamping down on protesters, doing all this nonsense, they don't love Nigeria. For example, Tinubu does not even believe in one Nigeria. Do you understand? Or is it the Fulani? Is it for the Fulani terrorists? Caliphate? Do they love Nigeria? If they love Nigeria, how would they be insisting on Sharia law? How would they be insisting on Sharia law? Or be telling you that there will be they should which I was listening to one news whereby one of them in their Senate house was saying that they should remove something from their constitution so that they will be able to allow Sharia to enter into their law and make it official. Okay, that was Kunle Oluomi. I've listened to so many videos throughout yesterday. So many of them I would have loved to play, but time will fail me. They are already practicing Sharia law in Abuja against Christians. And not only against Christians, against Biafrans. Now, this man is saying that what they did on the 20th was what? Terroristic. Let us allow him to finish his word.
That, by the way, if I may say so, what the police did in 48 hours ago, on the 20th of this month, quite honestly, was terroristic. You cannot kettle an entire city the way they did, just for the sake of precluding a protest. Now, if they had just marshaled the protesters along the road, people would have been able to do their business for the day with minimal interference. The idea of imprisoning an entire city just so that you terrorize an entire community sufficiently to preclude a protest is unlawful in my view. It's manifestly terroristic.
It is because they are a zoo. Even zoo is better than them. It's only animalistic to do that. This country where we are and other parts of the world, people protest. And when they protest, what police do is police guide them on where they will pass through. Police will protect them. You will never see police shooting tear gas because people are protesting. They protest everywhere. The only thing is that some of the major roads where they will pass through the protest, they will block it. There will be no movement in those roads. People will now be using alternative routes to pass. They might slow down movement, but other routes will be available. But you see what Nigerian government was doing? Even before they started that protest, they had already started firing shots. We saw Sowore telling them, do not tear gas us. Do not tear gas us. We are not your enemies. We are your friends. We are only protesting. Do not tear gas us. Before he could even finish, bah, 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 bah. That was where they even arrested Aloy Ejimako. They picked up Aloy Ejimako. Sowore ran away, and the others ran. And then after 24 hours, or how many hours later, after Sowore finished his own court case and met with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they came and picked him up. And they said, oh my God, let's listen to Chidi.
And it's irresponsible. Now, shooting at people with tear gas canisters and reportedly live bullets. For what? What exactly were those people doing other than freeing Nnamdi Kanu now and raising their fists? I don't understand. And so the deliberate effort by law enforcement to inflame the protesters, in my view, is condemnable.
But the police says that it has a valid court order asking some of the protesters not to go in some, and that's the reason why they said they've arrested Sowore earlier today, that the court has ordered that the protesters should limit their protests to certain areas of the city.
If that was what the police were about or were on about, then the charges filed against Aloy Ejimako and the other people whom they took to the magistrates' court in Kuje do not reflect that, because they were charged with conspiracy and a lot of other things. They were not charged with disobeying a court order. All right?
They were not charged with disobeying a court order because there was no court order. And if they try to charge them for disobeying court order, they know that Aloy Ejimako is a lawyer. He will prove. Where is the evidence of the court order you charge me with? Show us, did you serve me any court order? Because when you give people, because Aloy Ejimako and the rest of them, they even reported themselves to be ready to protest before that protest. So if you are against that protest, you would have been able to serve them a court order some hours before the protest. There was no court order served them. So you see now, they are not even charging them for that. Listen to that. Nigeria, your disgrace have not started yet. It hasn't started. You will see more.
That will have to, because that will be contempt of court. That will have to go through the office of the Attorney General of the Federation. So what they're saying is manifestly indefensible. It's manifestly without basis in the facts. Go and look at the charges that they filed. Now, to go there and heist Shaware from a court where he had gone to observe proceedings, as every citizen is entitled to do, is just a continuation of this unlawful way of proceeding about policing. And it's difficult. You see, the way they're picking up Shaware and, aggressing him makes it impossible not to have sympathy for his point of view that the Inspector General of Police is unlawful.
Unlawful. All right, thank you. Let us go and see other videos, because this man posted other videos. There's one he posted now that actually got my attention. This one about IPOB. You know, they have always been about IPOB, a terrorist group, IPOB, this, IPOB, that. Now, this Chidi Odinkalo said, cultism financed by politicians, not IPOB, is single biggest security challenge in Southeast, says human rights lawyer Chidi Odinkalo. You know, everything they will say, IPOB, ESN, Bafra Army. Now, these are the same people that have gone to investigate. This man have gone on ground, gone round, done everything. He has come out to tell them that cultism financed by Nigeria politicians, not IPOB. Even Hope Uzodinma have told them before that it is politicians that are causing what is happening in the Southeast, not IPOB, not Biafrans. Now, he comes here back to confirm it. Let us listen.
I have had members of my family killed.
Those who have taken chances and advantage of Nnamdi Kanu's statements, and the people who have lost their lives.
Look, I have had members of my family killed by this thing. But again, and don't forget, I chaired the Truth, Justice and Reconciliation Commission at the instance of the Anambra State Governor. On the situation in the Southeast, and I've spent a lot of the past 3 years getting acquainted with that situation across all the 5 states of the Southeast. Unquestionably, there is an IPOB issue, but the IPOB issue is overblown. Okay? If some
Did you hear that? But the IPOB issue is overblown. They are coming out small. They are talking the truth small. They are exposing themselves small. But the IPOB issue is overblown. Please repeat it again for the record. Repeat it for me for the record.
Unquestionably, there is an IPOB issue, but the IPOB issue is overblown.
Okay.
If somebody tells you that Obosi in Anambra State is an IPOB issue, the person is a liar. IPOB cannot survive in Obosi. If anybody tells you that what happened with the Americans, 2 years ago in Ogbaro was an IPOB issue, that person does not know the terrain. It was not an IPOB issue. Other parts, in Osu, in Awidemili, in Osumogu, Anambra, Imo State borderlands, where there are IPOB issues, absolutely. In parts of Anambra State, Uga and Arondizogo, that's absolutely correct. But the idea that every issue in Southeast is an IPOB issue is ridiculous. It's absolutely not the case. Let me tell you this. The biggest single issue in security terms confronting the Southeast, in my estimation, based on the work I have done on this, is, I regret to disappoint you, not IPOB. It is one word, cults, financed by politicians.
You see the word he used? He said, I regret to disappoint you, because they have always maintained the narrative about IPOB, about ESN, about IPOB. They will go into the forest. They will be shooting innocent people. They will go into the farm. They will bomb innocent people. They go into the market, burning their market, burning houses. Now, these same people that have encouraged them, they are now coming out small to tell, look at what he was telling Sheung. Why did he say it is going to be a disappointment? Because he knows they have given a very wrong narrative for a long time. A lot of people have lost their lives innocently. for a long time. 14 Biafran youths, 14 in our mama were coming back from wedding. They were more down in cold blood. A lot of people, young people, children, youths were unalived in a barbaric manner, all in the name of IPOB. Families were separated. Children were unalived in the name of trying to use or blackmail IPOB. Now this man is coming on national TV to tell them, I want to disappoint you. Because all the narratives have always been IPOB, ESN, Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa. Now, it is no longer Simon Ekpa. This man was very, very critical about Simon Ekpa. Anytime you touch this man in his mouth, this Odinkalo, Chede, touch his mouth anytime, Simon Ekpa, Simon Ekpa, Simon Ekpa. Today, you see him. He is saying on national TV, I want to disappoint you. It is about courtesan. It is not IPOB. I want him to finish that statement so that we'll have it on record. Repeat it again. That's your word of this. He said the biggest issue is courtesan. Listen to him.
The biggest single issue in security terms confronting the Southeast, in my estimation, based on the work I have done on this, is, I regret to disappoint you, not IPOB. It is one word: cults, financed by politicians.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It is what? Cult, financed by politicians. Please repeat it again. I want this to be on record at least like 3 times.
The biggest single issue in security terms confronting the Southeast, in my estimation, based on the work I have done on this, is, I regret to disappoint you, not IPOB. It is one word: cults, financed by politicians. The biggest single issue in security terms confronting the Southeast, in my estimation, based on the work I have done on this, is, I regret to disappoint you, not IPOB. It is one word: cults, financed by politicians. The big in security terms confronting the Southeast, in my estimation, based on the work I have done on this, is, I regret to disappoint you, not IPOB. It is one word: cults, financed by politicians. Okay. All right? Now, the cults are the biggest single issue, and you don't have a clue how terrible the problem of cults in the Southeast is at this particular time. Is there a crossover between that and the IPOB issue? Possibly. But cults financed by politicians, that is the biggest single security challenge confronting the Southeast at this time.
Dr. Chidi Ondekalo, a former chairman of the National Human Rights Commission, a professor of law, a writer, and a lawyer.
This is a professor of law and a writer and a lawyer. So he is well inundated in this issue, and he knows what he's saying. He has gone. Now he is now speaking the truth. Before, the narrative was not like this. Now, with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case, now Simon Ekpa is out of their way. For them, now Simon Ekpa, they have removed him. Now they don't talk through. Don't worry, you will see. So let us see. I want to see if I can bring this video yes, this video. I want us to be making it to go viral. If there's anything we do, we must make this video to go viral. Before I play this video of Sultan of Sokoto, let me read the write-up shared by Uchechi Kano, about what someone wrote. Who wrote this? His name is Onyedikachi Ifedi. Onyedikachi Ifedi is a lawyer, and I saw it on the page of Uchechi Kano, and I want to read it. Now I want to read it. It's a long read, but let's go. Now, summary critique of what happened in court on 23rd of October, which is yesterday, 2025. What happened before Justice Omotosho was another proof that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not being given justice, but persecution. Number 1, ignoring the appeal court's discharge, the Court of Appeal already discharged and acquitted Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in October 2022. The Supreme Court never Mark this word, never. The Supreme Court never set that discharge aside. So Supreme Court did not set it aside. Never. It only said the case could be retried if the government so wished. It did not order his continued detention. The Supreme Court did not order the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through is what? Persecution. Therefore, keeping him locked up since then is a clear act of contempt against the appellate judgment. Okay? In law, a party in contempt is not entitled to be heard or benefit from the court until the contempt is purged. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before he can attend any trial, he should be free first from the judgment that they got from the appeal court. He must be free. So, for him to stand trial now, while he's still in detention, they are benefiting Nigeria, which have already been convicted of crimes, and it is against the law. Okay, as stated in Hodgkinson v. Hodgkinson, 1952, I don't know this quote, a person in contempt cannot be heard until he obeys the order. The DSS cannot disobey the Court of Appeals order of release and at the same time ask another court to try him. It is not done. Number 2, refusal to hear objection on jurisdiction in court. Kanu boldly told Omotosho, I will not be tried under a repealed dead law. Oh my God. Nnamdi Kanu knows the law. He knows. I will not be tried under a dead law. He was right. The Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013 and SEMA 2014, under which he is being charged, were repealed by the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. A repealed law cannot support a valid trial. Yet, the judge refused to hear his objection on jurisdiction. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows what he's doing, and he is 130, 50, 1000% right, saying it would be taken after the trial. That position turns the law upside down. Already we know that Nigeria is upside down. This case is showing the whole world how upside down Nigeria is. In fact, it is really upside down and is a critical position. A court must first decide if it has jurisdiction before taking any other step. Otherwise, everything done becomes a nullity. Somebody say nullity. Nullity. They call it null and void. Number 3, no fair hearing or lawyer access. Kanu told the court that his meeting with his lawyers are monitored and recorded by the DSS, which destroys the confidentiality guaranteed by Section 36 of the Constitution. Instead of addressing this violation, the judge dismissed it. Can you imagine that? Instead of addressing it, he dismissed it, saying Kanu's only fair hearing was to call his witnesses. That is not how the law defines fair hearing. It starts with free access to counsel and an unbiased court, not with forced participation in a sham process. Number 4, forged medical report. This one is the disgrace of all time. Disgrace of all time. Let us talk about the forged medical report. My brethren, my people, do you know that the court gave order that there should be a medical report for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The order was given on the 26th. 26th. When the order came, the date on the order was 23rd. So what happened? How can order given 26th and then back, they rush, they bring order, and then it was 23rd. It means that it was Oluwole. Somebody say Oluwole. It was Oluwole. Now let us continue to read. Forged medical report. Kanu also complained that the medical report presented by the DSS was forged. This one is also another crime. Instead of ordering an investigation, the judge said he would stand by the report because it was once accepted by his former lawyer, Chief Kanu Agabi. Now you see the reason why this Kanu Agabi does not even need to come near Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu Agabi accepted a nonsensical nonsense, and he wants to stand. You know, some of these people, I feel like spitting on their face and just, oh God, oh my God, I don't even know where all those bastards came from. Chief Kanu Agabe accepted that forgery and you expect him to continue to serve Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is better Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stand there with Chukwu Okike Abiama and let us see the end of the nonsense. That statement means the court knowingly chose to rely on a forged document. Are you trying to tell me that Kanu Agabi did not know that that thing was forged? So why did you accept it? Why does it take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now to refute it? I saw Kanu Agabi talking like a frog and saying it is his right. Before Nkono being right, very useless people. Zoo elements that gathered around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who thought they were human beings. Now, no court should ever condone forgery. It offends both justice and the judicial oath. What it all means, the 23rd October 2025 hearing showed a pattern of bias and deliberate injustice. The government remains in contempt but is still entertained. The judge refused to decide whether the law even allows the trial. The defendant's right to counsel and fair hearing is trampled. A forged report is brushed aside. Unbelievable. Evil society, terroristic Nigeria. This is not a trial, it is persecution dressed up as a procedure. Until the government obeys the Court of Appeal and order and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no court, somebody help me and echo, no court has moral or legal authority to continue this charade. Somebody say charade. It is a charade. Nonsense. I spit on all your faces. Useless judges and useless people. You cannot break the law and then ask the law to protect you. Onye dikachi ifede. Onye dikachi, a bottle of water for you. Chineke goziere mgi. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Look at him. Look at the man here. Single-handedly, he will defeat all of them. You know why? He's a man of truth. Chukwu Okike Abiama is with him. I don't know, something, Odinka Kalu said something about that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's, look, Atiku Abubakar condemns police arrest of Sowore and others. Now they arrested Sowore, people are speaking up for Sowore already. That's quite interesting, very, very interesting. And okay, I don't know what the withdrawal of Nnamdi Kanu lawyer means. I have not listened to this. Let us hear what this lawyer had to say about this. Let's hear.
I don't know any law in Nigeria.
Defendant like Nnamdi Kanu says, I want to defend myself. What are the implications in law?
I don't know any law in Nigeria, so I can't help you, sir. I'm sorry.
You want us to withdraw your law certificates? You are now denying that you have knowledge of law.
Please feel free to withdraw it, because the fact of the matter is that the things that
Are you hearing this? This is interesting. You know? I didn't even listen to it before. They're asking him what is the implication of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu withdrawing his lawyers. Did you hear what this man said? What Chidi said? He said, I don't know any law in Nigeria. Do you know what it means? It means that Nigeria is a lawless land. Nigeria, shame on you. A lawyer who graduated as a lawyer in Nigeria and practicing law, he's telling you in live TV that he doesn't know any law in Nigeria. I want him to repeat it again. This is getting very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. I want us to hear it. Look at the question and look at the answer. Oh, yeah, let's go.
Defendant like Nnamdi Kanu says, I want to defend myself. What are the implications in law?
I don't know any law in Nigeria, so I can't help you, sir. I'm sorry.
You want us to withdraw your law certificates? You are now denying that you have knowledge of law.
Please feel free to withdraw it, because the fact of the matter is that
He said, feel free to withdraw it. This man is a professor. Professor Chidi Odinkalo. He said, if you want to withdraw it, waiting I want to take una nonsense kaki rubber stamped leg. Hey! Hey, Nigeria! Nnamdi Kanu don't pour una for. You don't pour poto for una body. I am enjoying this. I'm so enjoying it. Please come back again.
Defendant like Nnamdi Kanu says, I want to defend myself. What are the implications in law?
I don't know any law in Nigeria, so I can't help you, sir. I'm sorry.
You want us to withdraw your law certificates? You are now denying that you have knowledge of law.
Please feel free to withdraw it, because the fact of the matter is that the things that our courts do these days, I was not trained in them, and so I can't help you if it comes to Nigerian law.
All right.
And gladly, I teach international law, which is not made in Nigeria.
But what are the principles of law? Since your knowledge of law suddenly have just disappeared, Prof. I mean, seriously, what are the implications when a defendant says, "I will now represent myself"?
In the version of law that I was taught, the relationship between a lawyer and the client is a relationship of agent and principal, with the client being the principal and the lawyer being the agent. And if the principal withdraws the instruction, it is withdrawn. At which point the lawyer is obliged to cease representing the client. Now, in criminal proceedings, what then happens thereafter is between the judge and the accused person, because the person who is client is also accused person, I presume, in a trial. What happens thereafter is between the judge and the accused person. The judge is obliged to allow the accused person some time to reorganize their affairs. And the accused person obviously is entitled, the terms of the constitutional protection, by the way, or guarantee, if I remember correctly, require entitled an accused person to represent themselves or through legal representatives of their own choice, as long as subject, of course, to the principle you know very well, which is that the lawyer has to be a person who has a natural right to travel in and out of Nigeria. And so the lawyer will not be a foreigner ordinarily. But other than that, an accused person is entitled to take these decisions. I presume that those are the prerogatives that Mr. Kanu has chosen to exercise.
So, I mean, you look at the trial and the agitation. What are your views about those who are asking? And I'm guessing that those who are asking for the freedom for Nnamdi Kanu are looking at it from the purview of the president granting clemency to about over 170 Nigerians who have been convicted.
I think there are so many things. The Channels Television cut these things in bits, so I might have to go and listen to the full interview to get the full details of what Chidi Odinkalo actually said. He's a professor of law, international law, and he has speak on Nigerian law. He said, "I don't know anything about Nigerian law," and he's telling them that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu understands this law even more than them. You saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu teaching them their own law in their own court. What a disgrace and what a shame. Now, shut up. Now I want to play that Sultan of Sokoto disgrace that people are not talking about. It's about 4 minutes. I don't know if I'll be able to play it all, but let's go. Let's have it.
Security or whatever. I'm not going to say anything about insecurity or the way to end insecurity or whatever it is. No. I want to adopt all what's been said from the beginning of this program, because these are the ways and means of resolving such issues. But what President Jonathan said, I was expecting him to make a very strong comment about how he really dealt with the issue of Boko Haram, which he used both the military and myself and other stakeholders. But maybe he decided not to, because a book is coming after that from him on how I dealt with Boko Haram issue. And let me also correct you, like I am happy to hear that the Boko Haram is not really Boko Haram. That's not their name. I'm glad to hear that from somebody who is not me. If I were the one who is saying that, somebody would say yes, because I know them.
He knows them.
And that's not their name.
He knows them.
Because I know that they never claimed Boko is haram.
Okay.
If you have listened to some of their audio.
This man is explaining what Boko Haram means and what he said he knows them and he has read their book. He's explaining their audio, everything about Boko Haram. The dreaded terrorist number 2 worst terrorists in the whole world. That's the people that this man is defending, giving them a leverage, telling you that, look, they are not as terrible as you think they are. That's what this shameless Sultan, who is a jihadist, is saying.
Which I had privilege of listening to. They said they didn't say Boko is haram, because so many of them have also gone to school. And they said you cannot open somebody's brain and remove the education in his head. So he has already acquired that knowledge, that education. He's an engineer, he's a doctor, he's whatever it is. What they are saying is that those who have gone to school and are educated are leading bad governments. What they're after is the issue of bad governance, because they want to be free, they want to do whatever they feel they should do.
Are you hearing him? Are you hearing him? This man, a few weeks before now, a few months, we need to get those posts again, where he said that social media is a terrorist organization. This man is not telling you that Boko Haram is a terrorist organization, but social media. And he said we will ban social media. This man recently was also heard to say that there is no Christian genocide anywhere in Nigeria. This is the same man that is right here defending Boko Haram. He said they have their own rights to fight for whatever they want to fight. Listen to him. He said it. I am not the one that is saying it. Listen to him. You buffoons, listen to him. Nigerians, let your head be in your, your brain be in your head. Listen to him.
What they are saying is that those who have gone to school and are educated are leading bad governments.
Okay.
What they're after is the issue of bad governance, because they want to be free, they want to do whatever they feel they should do. And I want to correct.
They want to be free. They want to do whatever they feel they should do. Are you hearing him? So he's indirectly saying they have the right. They want to be free. Okay, now go ahead. Listen to him.
And I'm glad this is carried on TV, live. I want to correct this wrong notion that people, non-Muslims, hold about jihad.
Listen.
Jihad is not to kill a non-Muslim by a Muslim.
Okay.
Jihad means to strive.
Okay.
And in whatever you do in life, you strive to be the best you can be.
Huh?
You strive to be a good Muslim. You strive to be a good Christian.
Huh?
You strive to be a good farmer or a good engineer.
Huh?
So jihad is not to kill a non-Muslim. That's a wrong notion people have been airing out for decades.
Huh?
And I wrote a foreword on a book.
Huh? You see, he said jihad is not what you say it is. It's not to kill a non-Muslim. Jihad, he's trying to tell you that there's a jihad
across the world, published by the King of Jordan.
Hmm?
And I wrote that forward, and I believe that book will be brought back again, because it was about 13 years ago. And it talked about the uses and abuses of jihad. Because at the back of the book, I remember very well, because they said one of the...
He's telling you that he wrote a book about the uses and the abuses of jihad. So he has a book where he actually wrote the meaning of jihad, the importance of jihad, how you can use it well or how you can abuse it. This man has a book on jihad. So he's a jihadist.
Most fearsome word a non-Muslim would hear is the word jihad. And it's true, because people have already given it a very negative connotation, but it is not.
It's not.
And so let's live here with that notion that, look, jihad is to strive, it's not to kill a non-Muslims. Because as we know as Muslims, it's in the Holy Quran, you cannot take somebody's life without due process. You cannot kill somebody. Because they said to kill a life, take a life or kill somebody, it's like taking the whole of humanity. That's without being following due process. But
I have to end it there because my time is up. A lot to be said, my people. A lot. Do you know that these are the reasons why I will bring these videos of Kunle Olawumi? We'll talk. There's a place Kunle Olawumi made mention of something about Sharia, and then what they are planning in their this. Kunle Olawumi is still speaking. You know, I didn't even know that he has a YouTube channel. Honestly, Nigeria is another evil that is happening, and if you do not rise up now, all of you are endangered species. All of you. You are already endangered species. Look at this is a leader in Nigeria. When people are afraid of a jihad that is coming upon people to eliminate people, to force people to believe in their religion by unaliving them. This one is telling you, no, it's not true. He's even telling you he wrote a book about it. He wants to bring it back and lecture you on jihad. Let me leave it here until I see you again in my next broadcast. God bless you all.